I'm going to show you guys how to build a nymph rig that you guys can use on any river or stream or even a lake in some situations. It's real simple, and it has a little formula that you guys can use and apply this on any stream that you guys are going to go fishing on. So let me show you that formula. And again, I'm going to show you guys with fly line so that you guys can see what I'm doing instead of using monofilament. So let's say we got my fly line coming down, and then I'm going to add, you can use a tapered leader if you want. You could use straight mono if you wanted to. But most of us use tapered leader, so you just use your tapered leader if you got one. So I'm going to measure off roughly about 6 feet. So my wingspan, roughly about 6 feet. So I'm going to measure off about 6 feet, and then I'm going to make a cut. And I'm saying that we're using 4X tippet when we're doing this. So I've got my piece of 6 feet 4X tippet that I'm going to use, or 4X leader, could be a tapered leader. And then I'm going to cut off another 3-foot piece of 4X tippet as well. So again, I'm just going to measure off my middle of my chest for a 3-foot piece. And that's going to be my first piece of tippet that I'm going to tie on to my tapered leader here. And again, you could use a tapered leader, or you could use straight monofilament if you wanted. You could use tippet if you wanted. That's your choice. So here we go. So here's my leader piece coming down, my tapered leader piece coming down to my 4X tippet here. And this is a 4X leader. And I'm going to do a surgeon's knot here. So what I'm going to do is I want to actually put my nymph on this one that's hanging down. So I'm going to make a littler piece up here, and then I'm going to make a loop out of both of these, just like that. And then I'm going to take both of these and I'm going to put them through here twice, or 3 times sometimes. Let's just do it twice for this little example. And then I'm going to moisten that down, and I'm going to pull this down. And now I've got a tag hanging off here. So then I'm going to cut off this upper tag right here and pull that tight. And so I've got a piece here where I could actually put my nymph right here if I wanted to, or I could put a nymph down here. So I could put 2 nymphs on. So that's usually what I do when I'm fishing. I'll have 2, sometimes 3 nymphs on at a time. And so what that does is this gives us a little freer float. And when it's spinning around in the current, your nymph is out here drifting freely. Your other nymph, which is probably your heavier nymph, is going to be down here towards the bottom. And that is basically your nymph rig, which is pretty awesome. You could use this on any stream, any river that you go trout fishing on, and it works fantastic. So sometimes we will fish with an indicator, and sometimes we'll fish without an indicator. So let me show you how to put the indicator on and talk about some of the different indicators that we have. So there's all kinds of different indicators out there, and some of them are better than others, and then some people like some kinds because they like those kinds. But I'm going to show you an example of some of the different indicators out there. This is an indicator made out of Antron. It has a little ring right here, and these are really easy to put on. I'm going to put one on here so you guys can see. Just make a loop out of your leader material, put that right through that little ring, and then put that through, and then that cinches down. And that's just one indicator. Then you can put some floatant on this Antron, and it'll land on the water real soft, and this is floating down the stream. And fish eat it, this will go under and indicate the strike. That's why they're called indicators. So here's another one. This one's called a thingamabobber. It's basically the same type of concept where you make a loop and you put that through. And these float really well. And this will go around the indicator there, and then kind of attaches onto your line and floats on the surface just like a bobber would. and those are pretty awesome as well. Those work really good. There's some other kinds that are really nice that I really like, and these are called airlock indicators. And this one has a little screw on the top, and you undo the screw, and then you place the leader material right into the center of that, like that. This stuff's pretty thick. And then you just screw this down onto that. And that creates a little tightness there. I can get that on there. Try it this way. And then once that gets tightened on there, it's pretty nice. It just kind of hangs on there like that. And what's neat about this one is you can actually adjust this. You can pull this down, slide it down without having to undo it like these, and adjust it to the depth that you're fishing. So most of the time when we're nymphing, we're trying to get these nymphs down to the bottom. And so sometimes we'll have to raise the indicator up to get a little bit more depth, or if it's really shallow, we can pull this indicator down. So that's why I like these a little bit better, because they work a little bit better. So that's putting on your indicator on your nymph rig.